Hello, September! In today's tutorial, I have some autumn-inspired doodles to make your month. Hello friends, welcome back. My name is Shayda Campbell and around here we make art and it's fun, not scary, and today we're working out some autumn doodles. We'll start with watercolor and put the finishing touches on with colored pencil. So I've just written Hello September in the center of a page in my little watercolor sketchbook, and then I have my tin of watercolors. Any watercolor paints will do. It can just be a cheap tin. You'll want like a number 4 or number 6 round brush, something small, couple of colored pencils, and then 2 glasses of clean water is sort of nice for painting. I've got paper towel for blotting my brush, and I think that's it. So yeah, grab some simple supplies. It doesn't have to be the best quality paints or the best quality colored pencils. Just borrow from your child, whatever. And if you're interested in the exact supplies I'm using, you can find them in the video description. Now, what I've done here first is mixed up like a really warm yellow. So using something like raw sienna or yellow ochre with a little bit of white will give you that really creamy kind of wheat color. Naples yellow with a bit of white is also good for this. And I just worked out a tiny little leaf with 3 leaves and a stem to join them all. Next up, let's do something really similar. We're going to start with 3 shapes there, kind of just work out these leaf shapes on the page, 2 tiny little brush strokes down below and a stem, and you have kind of a loose maple leaf. And you can see here that I'm just adding like a little bit of extra orange to that mix of Naples yellow and white every time. So the leaf gets more and more orange, but I'm keeping all the family of colors sort of the same. And maybe we'll do some little flowers. I like to start with a little sketched circle and then just put these tiny little brush strokes all the way around. For this, I'm using a magenta and red with a lot of white mixed in. So sketch out the circle and then put the little petal shapes, and you can go all the way around or just do a semicircle. We'll leave that alone for now, and I'm going to grab like a very dark cherry red, and we'll just do 2 rounded areas like oval shapes or semicircles, and of course these are going to be mushrooms. The nice thing about working with mixed media where we're adding pencil on top, colored pencil, is that we can do details like the stems of the flowers or mushrooms with the colored pencil. Yes, we can add it with watercolor, but we can also wait for that secondary media, especially if you're having trouble with tiny details. I'm going to paint some little asters. I'm focusing on natural items for this fall or autumn inspired doodle page. So lots of flowers, lots of leaves, some pumpkins, some mushrooms, but this would be really fun to do with like boots and candles and tea kettles and all that other, fall stuff. I worked out a few little aster shapes. I put kind of a big round brown lump here. That's going to be an acorn. So we'll come in with a darker brown and we'll kind of give him like a little hat. So just a really thin curving line across the top with a little stem. And let's do another pink flower here just because I want to carry some of the colors I'm using throughout the entire composition. So kind of doing the same flower but a little larger, same pink on the other side of the page. And then I decided to take a light gray just like on the tip of my brush and just kind of sketch some mushroom stems, and you can put a bit of a shadow below the mushroom cap. Let's mix a little more light red into that yellow blend to give us an orange, a sort of medium orange. And then we're just going to work out like a messy shape here, sort of a long circle, and that'll be a pumpkin, of course. You can always do a little lifting if you feel the color is too intense, and that'll give you a nice natural highlight as well. I'm using the red from the mushrooms to come up here and do another leaf shape. As I said, for this composition to really work, I want to use and reuse the colors in different areas of the page. Then speaking of, we'll take that nice purple that we used for the asters, and that is like a purple with just a little bit of light blue mixed in and white, and I'm going to make a little butterfly. And then I'll use some yellows and browns, and I'll sketch or paint some other loose leaf shapes wherever I feel like I need one. I also want to take a really warm green, So this is like an olive green with a little bit of white and brown mixed in, and we're gonna do some very messy leaf shapes and little curly cues around the pumpkin. We could use that same color to draw some stems and leaves for the asters. Same thing with the little pink flowers if you wanna add some stems at this point, but I think I'll wait and come in with the colored pencil. What else? I think I'd like to paint some very light brown mushrooms, so just brown with lots of white, maybe a hint of pink. When you're doing these sketches, these watercolor doodles, you definitely want to keep your colors light pinks, light oranges, and yellows. I am using kind of a vibrant red, but we're going to build up detail and color when we use those pencils, those colored pencils. So just think about that. If you go really dark, it's harder to create the details that really stand out. And at this point, I'm just using the colors that I've already mixed, doing little flowers, little leaves, maybe a sunflower with that warm Naples yellow. And then we are going to let that dry completely. You're suffering from artist block. When that happens, what do you paint? That's what I'm sharing this weekend because it's time for the September bonus tutorial over on Patreon. It's just $3 a month to get access to this extra video as well as weekly bonus content. So head over there after today's tutorial. So go make a cup of tea, give yourself 20 minutes to make sure everything is totally dry, and then sharpen your pencils. That's what I like to do before I get started. Give them a good sharpen because we want to just start adding some really nice thin, delicate details, like lines down the center of each leaf, and then maybe a few veining lines. We can go around the petals of a flower, and I like to offset the lines a little bit so that it looks a bit messy and weird. I'm going to go over the green leaves and curlicue vines of this pumpkin. I'm going to go over the stems and leaves of the aster. For the mushrooms, I'll do the stems, but leave the caps alone so that they look a bit brighter and lighter. So just have fun with it, adding details like lines on the pumpkins, the leaves, the flowers. It really makes your drawing sing, and it's really fun because we all are more comfortable, I think, with a pencil or pen in hand than we are with a paintbrush. So this allows you to add such beautiful, delicate detail to your little watercolor doodles. And if you're just learning watercolor, I think this is a great way to build confidence. You know, add some designs on the butterflies, on the leaves, and just have fun. To finish my little sketchbook piece here, I am going to use watercolor just on the very tip of that small round brush. This is a number 6 or 4, and we are using that same warm pink with lots of white to write Hello September, which I have written in pencil. And it's just a really simple print, a little bit of upper and lowercase mixed, a little bit of an italicized font there, and I think that looks so cute. I'm going to put just a few little flowers or hearts with that pink just to bring that pink throughout. And then grab either a white gouache or a white gel pen, whatever you have on hand, and we're going to put just a few little polka dots on our mushroom, a few little dots, and I like to do the dots different sizes, and it looks really realistic. And those mushrooms really pop. And then I made a weird decision. I grabbed a black pen and I thought it would look cute to go and do an outline around the letters and just sort of offset it slightly so that the letters were very perfectly imperfect, but it felt too heavy. The black just didn't work at all within this piece. So I was a bit like, why did I do that? But then what do we do when we make a mistake? I haven't done this in a minute, but it's something I use in my journal all the time. We can just do it again on ripped paper and tape the ripped paper into your book, and it actually gives you such a nice 3-dimensional element. And I think it looks so pretty, and it's a great little mistake fixer. Thanks for following along today, friends. I had a lot of fun with this one, and I hope you did too. Remember to hit that subscribe button for more content like this, and head over to Patreon to catch that September bonus video.